We're going to play this Morgan Freeman video. This video, I want to know people's thoughts. Corey, and I want to know your thoughts on this video.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No, all right, I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is at the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in, barely scraping by. But now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up with the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. Becoming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You a Captain Save a whole you just tucking the cake in.
What up, everybody? You Control You podcast. What am I grateful for today? Life, weather, God, family, business. New opportunities, new goals, for sure. Constant learning. Some of it's hard too, man. Like, but overall everything is good. So today's topic is interesting because I agree with the video in a lot of ways, and that we're going to play in a little bit. But I'm at the same time, I understand. I'll say that. So today's topic, we shortened it, right?
Yeah, we did debate over identity.
Yeah, so the identity over, how did we word that?
We worded it debate over identity.
Okay, yeah, the
Debate over Black History Month and identity.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was the full.
Yeah, the full. Well, I got the full one up here. I didn't know what the short one was. I couldn't remember. So the debate over Black History Month and identity. What are we actually debating? My thought process is I'm starting to wonder why we need 1 month to showcase Black History Month. Why can't it just be incorporated all year long? 12 months seems more logical to me, depending on the school year or whatever, what you're talking about. Why does Black History Month exist? I mean, I think we all understand that. It was to highlight inventors, writers, poets, actors, actresses, anybody of color who is doing something exceptional with their lives, especially since when it was created, it wasn't talked about, right? Nobody knew. Is this about history or identity? That one I won't answer. That one I'll leave open. Are we arguing about the past or about the future? Right? That's interesting too. Because I don't think there's an argument about the past, but I am curious about where we're going to take the future. I'm curious where we're going to go talking about race and talking about Black History Month. So just to give you guys a little understanding, in 1926, Negro History Week was created by Carter G. Woodson. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
The purpose of it was to give to really emphasize the Black contributions in American history. Later, it was expanded into Black History Month. The original goal was inclusion, not separation. Now, saying that, I'm curious, Corey, before we play the video,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts about Black History Month?
Give me 2 seconds. Ask me that again. I'm sorry. I'm looking at like.
I got you. If you want to wait, I can ask you a question in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to troubleshoot something.
I got you. Are we able to play the video?
Yeah.
Okay. The one about Black history, the 60 minutes one. Thank you, sir. Morgan Freeman dropping some knowledge. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Black History Month, you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No,
Well-
well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
No,
Do you want one?
no.
No, all right, I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it.
Whew.
I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
So it's an interesting take. Maybe and possibly even controversial. I like what he said. Black history isn't just Black history, it's American history. The idea that and what I really appreciated about the video is when he asked, I can't remember his name, but when he asked the interviewer, do you have a Jewish month? Do you want one? And the guy was instantly no. And I don't know why he said no, he doesn't want that. I can assume or surmise that he doesn't want it because it sort of gives this look like you're still a victim and you need a special month to highlight what Jewish people did, or you need people to know what Jewish people did. And I can't think of any other reasons right off the top of my head. So there might be more ideas why he doesn't want a Jewish month to highlight Jewish people. So it does make you think, though, in a time where we are I would say a little more equal. I'm not saying the world's perfect, right? If we want the world to look a certain way, why aren't we moving forward in a certain way? Why aren't we treating it like this is American history, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? We just flat out say it. Because when we talk about Native Americans, if you really study the history of Native Americans, it's pretty open and honest. when we talk about wars, when we talk about different things, and I'm not just talking about your regular everyday school stuff. I'm talking about when you really dive into the actual history of things. We have a lot of ugliness in America. With that said, though, I don't think there's a country that's exempt from that. I think by just being human, we have a lot of ugliness throughout our history. Now, I'm not, when I think about this, it's, when you think about Roman times, that was an ugly history, right? When you think about South America, everything that went on there, Africa, basically everywhere was really messed up because humans are really messed up. We are very violent creatures. Like, we are animals just like everybody else. We have the ability to think and not act and react on every single emotion. But that doesn't negate the fact that we still take. And a lot of times we take more than we need. When I don't know, it's just mind blowing to me. It is like, this is part of American history. And if we actually maybe stop separating everything and focused on teaching the actual American history, right? Then maybe we would be able to teach everything open and honestly. The good, the bad, the ugly. Because with all the ugly, there's a lot of good that came with it. Does it balance out? I don't know. And that doesn't mean that we're still not dealing with ugly things that go on now. Is it as bad as it was? I don't think so. I've talked about it before. I wouldn't be born if it was as bad as it was before, or I would have been born differently, right? So that's an interesting take. I believe Morgan Freeman is coming from a place of almost like utopia, if that's the right word. He's got a vision of a society where race is irrelevant, because he also talked about he doesn't want to be called African American, right? And he's not the only person I've ever heard say that. He's like, I'm not African, which is, oh no, wait, he didn't say it in this clip, did he? No, wait, that's my fault. I'm jumping ahead. He's just talking about, why do we need our own history, right? And so it's, if no other race is, that I know of, is asking for their own history month, it really comes down to, and I don't mean this to be funny or mean this to be whatever, however way you take it. I'm meaning it as like, I believe I'm pointing out a fact, but we have Pride Week and Pride Month, right? And we have Black History Month. We have, is there a Women's Month, a Women's Awareness or something? Or that has to do with breast cancer though, right? Yeah. Is there an Asian month? Is there a Latino month? That's more, that's not a month. That's like a day or a week. And that's like, but they're not celebrating in schools like crazy across the board.
Well, there's National Hispanic Heritage Month.
Okay. Is there a Native American month?
I think there is a Heritage Month, yes, in November.
Is that taught in schools? I don't remember though that being taught in schools.
There's the Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's in May.
In America. Man, we really like to separate. Okay, that kind of takes away one of the arguments. All right. Do white people have their own month?
I can Google it, but I doubt it.
The Jew, like I'm pretty sure Jewish people don't have their own month. Man, that's really weird to think about. Now that I'm glad you looked that up. So basically, everybody that was conquered at one point or another has their own month in this country.
For the most part.
Interesting.
And so,
Huh.
yeah, for black folks that was brought over here on ships, for Native Americans that were moved and pushed off their land into reservations, and then the land that we took from Mexico.
Mm.
Yes, they're all now heritage months for all those groups of folks.
And the Pacific people that we screwed out of their land.
Yeah,
and
bombed and number of other things.
And the way we treated Asian people when they were here during the wars and like put them in cages and things of that nature. Huh.
So I think for folks that were either moved off this land forcibly or brought to this land forcibly.
Yeah.
Not for folks that legally, I don't believe, I don't even think that's really a term, but whatever, legally migrated here or things of that sort.
Yeah, it's interesting because if you really break it down, it's like saying the conquerors came over, conquered, and they're like, here you go. We're cool with you having a week or a month. Here you go. Here you go. This will placate you. You'll be excited about this. You'll take this. You're all good. That's an interesting way to look at things. And I believe that's more or less where Morgan Freeman is coming from. On top of, if we just stop talking about race, there won't be any issues. Now, that's in a perfect world, right? That's in a very perfect world. And that requires people not so much coming together, but less judgmental. And it's interesting. Can't they? This is what blows my mind, right? They can trace the first humans to where? Africa. Now, what did I'm asking these questions. I know the answers already. These are more not hypothetical, but rhetorical questions. What was the one thing that Malcolm X discovered when he went to Africa? Blew his mind.
What's that?
What did Malcolm X discover when he went to Africa? Blew his mind. Mecca.
That people of all different colors are worshiping and on their knees and prayerful to the same God.
Yeah.
And that it was different from what he saw over here.
Yeah.
It changes the whole perspective.
So now I read a book, and this doesn't really have anything. This one little part has to do with what I'm talking about, but it was a book on DNA, blood types, and the food you eat, right? And they were talking about how you start at Africa and how the people migrated and how their body types changed to fit the areas they were in. Yeah, the climate, and then what they eat is based on where they were living, and then how their body processes things. So when you look at when you look at African Americans or Black people, their body doesn't do well with fried foods. Like, love the taste of it, but doesn't do well with fried foods and certain things. Like, hence the reason for high blood pressure and all the things that they go through. And it's because that's not how that's not how the body types were originally formed to eat things. Same thing with carbs. A lot of times they don't do well on carbs unless they're training like mad people. Europeans, though, they grew up on grain and grew up on these different things, so their body processes these things differently. And I say that because we have differences, but they're less about color and more about where you're from. Because if I remember being blown away the first time I met a woman who was black who went to an all-white school, and she talked like Hillary Banks. And I was blown away. I was like, oh, this is for real. I didn't know this was a real thing. I thought this was just something you see on TV. And at the same time, I met some white dudes that you wouldn't have known they were white when speaking to them. And they grew up in the same culture, the same environment. And so that tells me anyway, it's not race, it's where you're raised. Do you think I'm off on that one?
No, my diction and clarity comes from being in Maine for 6 years. I was in Maine from kindergarten to 6th grade.
Yeah.
I was the only black family in Brewer that I knew of. And so like when people are like, oh, you sound different. I'm like, yeah, spend 6 years in Brewer, Maine. You see what that'll do to your dialect.
Yeah. So I mean, so basically Morgan Freeman is like, let's eliminate race. I wish this didn't pop in my head before. Wait, are you able to search?
Yeah.
Okay. She's an older white woman who teaches white kids about their
Talking about, I think, already.
Yeah, and she always talks, she was like, we're one race.
Yeah. Jeez, I can't think of her name. I know what you're talking about. Give me a minute.
Okay. She talks about how we're the human race, right? We're one race. We're all different shades of color, but I think she even said it, we all have color because nobody's white. Like when you really think about it, like that, you guys can't see it, but Corey has this banner that's on that wall way over there. That's white. I don't know what I'll do if I ever see a person that looks like that. That'll blow my mind, right? So we're all different shades of color. And I believe that's what Morgan Freeman's trying to get at, is we're all one race and we're just all different shades of color. Because don't get it twisted. If some big old alien came here and said they were from Mars or something and they want to conquer us, the human race is going to have to work together, right? Because now we are the human race versus someone that's attacking. Jane Elliott, yeah. She talks about it often. She's like, we're one race, right? Now you can play that second video, Corey. Now when we get into this video is funny.
A black actor, and you've spoken in the past about how you don't like the term African American.
No, I don't mind the term African American. I don't want to be called African American.
Why is that?
I'm not African.
Very strong.
I mean, that's bars. if you ever had to take like the standardized tests in school, they always ask you to put your ethnicity or your race. And everybody thought it was funny because I would fill in multiple circles there because I'm mixed. So it's honestly like it's hard for me sometimes to identify with one race. I always tell people it's based on how they see me. If a cop pulls me over, most time I assume, and based on his reaction, he's pulling over a black or Hispanic man. Most people, when they meet me, especially when I got a fitted on, especially when it's a New York fitted, think I'm Puerto Rican, right? Only a few people have ever thought I was white. And so, and they definitely, for the most part, don't think I'm white once I start talking. Now, it's a strange concept. Could all black people stop saying if they're not from Africa? Because that's the weird part, right? If somebody's born here, right, and their first generation and like their parents are literally from Africa, right? Or better yet, the mom is from Africa and the guy is American and they have a child, that kid is literally African American. Are we cheating what he really is? Because he would have because let's say he has a dual citizenship because of his family, because of his parents. So he's African American. I know we can't trace any of my ancestors back to Africa. Now, the only reason I know where in Africa is because of a DNA test that said what countries in Africa my people come from. My ancestors are from. And so, would that be so bad? Would it be the worst thing for people not to say they're Asian American, Latin American, African American? If they just said they were American? Because wait, they don't have black African Irish, do they? A black person born in Ireland. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of my point. Do they have Asian Russian? Like I'm so dead serious. Like I don't know if these are real things. So when you watch this, like please comment, let me know if these are real things or if it's just something we do in America. African Mexican? Like I don't know. African Australian? Like it really makes me wonder. We're not the only country to have African slaves. We're definitely I don't know if we treated if in America they got treated worse here than anywhere else. I don't know. I've read a lot of history. It seems like slaves were just treated bad overall.
Yeah, if there is a difference, and I'd have to look this up, like the slave trade here was like 60% of the economy because it was a new
Yeah.
country that hadn't established
Yeah.
itself. And so, establishing it on the backs of slaves, I think held more weight in the different discussions versus slaves in possibly some other areas. I could be wrong.
That's interesting because when you study the Spartan history, that is why they collapsed. Their entire Their entire foundation was built on slaves. They would go to war, bring more slaves, and they had to deal with multiple slave rebellions. On top of they weren't able to continue producing because of like 300 only gives you such a small picture, but they definitely didn't accept you if you were average, right? And because they were a very pro-homosexual society, which people don't know. Like, I don't even know if you knew that. So the way they would have a close bond is they would have the men become lovers, or the young boy become lovers with the older man, with the slightly older soldier. So then they were lovers, so they would fight harder for each other. Then when it was time, there were times where women even shaved their head and would have to be violent with their man to stimulate them, because they were all the men were used to is violence and another man. Yeah. I say all that, but in Spartan history, women had a lot of rights. They could own things. They could do certain things. They didn't have as much quote unquote power as the man, but they were still looked upon as like powerful people. And so, but yeah, they were built off slaves. But nobody rips apart Sparta. Sparta. That's the thing. Like, if America fell apart because of the slave revolts and the Civil War, if America just fell apart and didn't become something, would other people be talking about things the same way? Or would they treat it like a Sparta or a Rome? Because Rome also fell apart in some ways because of slaves. They had multiple slave rebellions, and the way they put slave rebellions down, they crucified them. When Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus, when they wiped them out against the famous Spartacus, that was one of the last slave revolts, they crucified. They had roads of crucified people. I'm not, and don't get it twisted, I'm not trying to like sugarcoat anything. I'm just saying Morgan Freeman is talking about, why do we need a Black History Month? He doesn't want to be called African American because he's American. And that seems to, and I'm very curious on what people think about that. Could you play the first video again? Yeah, because we got new people coming in. I want to say what up to everybody coming in live. We're going to play this Morgan Freeman video. This video, I want to know people's thoughts. Corey, and I want to know your thoughts on this video.
Black History Month, you find?
Ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
No.
Do you want one?
No.
No, I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Very curious what people think about that. Corey, what are your thoughts on that video?
I remember seeing this video. I remember the first time I saw it, I didn't like it. Because I'm like, what in the are you talking about? But I see where he's coming from.
Mm,
I mean, race is a construct, so that I mean that's not a real thing. That was built to be divisive, and for certain folks to be able to see themselves as better or in a certain hierarchy in comparison to other people. So like I get that part, and I get what he's saying. Like I'm not big about Black History Month, not because I don't think Black folks should be um, that history shouldn't be taught, and we shouldn't take time to
yeah,
highlight folks.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't like how it is used in basically saying, well, in this 28 days out of a full 365 days is the only time in which we can do this, and then we're just going to omit you out of all the other 11 months.
Yeah.
Because what he's saying is right. Black history is American history. It should be taught as so, but unfortunately, it's not taught as so. And
Yeah.
basically, we only learn about 3 people. We learn about like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., and whoever
Yeah.
extra person they decided to throw in.
Yeah.
Probably nowadays, it wasn't in my time. Maybe Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And there's Black history.
Yep. Did you hear?
It's like really.
Did you hear what? Did you see the interview where Morgan Freeman was talking about Barack Obama?
I did not.
So I think it's in the. Excuse me. It's part of the second, like where that video was.
Yeah.
I think that's at Harvard or Yale or something like that, Princeton.
Yeah.
And I think it's in that same interview, but he talks about Barack Obama not being the first Black president.
Okay.
He said he's the first mixed president,
Yeah.
but we haven't had the first Black president yet.
Yeah, not 100%.
He said his mother was this beautiful, I think he said beautiful white woman or a white woman from Kansas or something like that.
She's from Kansas, yeah.
He was like, he was the first mixed president.
Yeah.
And so facts.
Yeah.
Like,
On a technicality.
yeah. And so, and the funny thing is my aunt, one of the things she talked about is she said that mixed people, and I mean, she's a NAACP award winner multiple times.
No.
Ran nonprofits, very, very big advocate over at Riverside in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had the police shook.
That's a tough neighborhood out there.
Yeah. When she would show up to the police station and demand something,
Yeah.
they usually gave it to her. And I'm talking like, she's maybe 5 foot tall, a buck nothing.
Right.
And like had these people shook. But she talked about it. She was like, mixed people are mixed people. She was pretty open with me about that.
Right.
And I understood what she was saying. I understood the reason why mixed people have to claim or used to have to claim they were Black is based on certain laws that were put into effect. If you were, what is it? If you had a quarter of Black blood or something like that, or whatever it is, you had to claim it. And so that was their way of separating things. It almost makes me look at everything like it's so much easier to control us if we're divided.
Yeah.
Like if
That's the easiest way to rule.
yeah, for sure. It's so simple. If you could divide people, you can conquer them. And when you really break it down, you just said it. 28 days to celebrate history, and you're not even tapping into it. Like my son and my daughter didn't learn about Malcolm X from school.
Right. Oh, no. Yeah, they're not teaching that at school.
Like, and
Not
so
teaching no Panthers in school.
yeah,
Teaching no Huey Newton.
yep.
They ain't teaching bro that you had on before. One of my favorite folks. Jesus, you just had a clip from him.
James Baldwin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one in school.
And like the crazy thing is that I went to a school that was predominantly black. That's how I learned about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so just imagine an American history class, right? Where we actually talk about all the history throughout the entire school year.
That'd be crazy.
Imagine that we and we break it, oh, you know what? Almost like hip hop history. You have a short time period, even though a school year's long,
Yeah.
right? But if you do it by timetable, right? If you say, okay, America at this time, and we highlight certain people, who the teachers consider people who had major impact, or what scholars believe people that had a major impact, and you go through the times, you are going to cover every ethnic group that had something to do with America. You're going to cover them all. Because then if you talk about American history, if you really want to talk about Asian history, you could talk about building the trains. When you talk about Native Americans, you could talk about how we screwed them over.
Multiple times.
Yeah. If you really want to talk about it, you could talk about, like, you can literally talk about everything. Everything gets covered then. Irish, German, Italian, African Americans, Asian Americans, like on and on and on. You cover it all. The only ones, and mainly this one might just be my ignorance. Australians, I don't know how much of an impact they had on America at all. If they did, I don't know. Same thing with Russia. I don't know if Russia, outside of maybe going to war with them multiple times, I don't know how much of their impact directly with America, but you can still talk about the conflict, right? It's still part of American history. I would say the Middle East has impact on America because of religion. So imagine not doing a month, but doing an entire time frame, entire year.
No, then people would actually learn the history and then hopefully not repeat it. But that's not how we seem to want to move. We
Yeah.
just only want to tell certain parts of it, and
Yeah.
and indoctrinate people with these grandiose ideas of what America is, and then they're going to go and grow up and then make the same mistakes.
Yeah. So, like, I have so many more points. I might have to come back to this one next Monday. We might have to, I think.
Double it up.
Yeah, I think I will, because I didn't even get through half of this. So, my only question for this one is, Black History Month a bridge towards unity?
I see it as a bridge towards necessity, which really isn't a bridge. A bridge is to bring. I see a bridge as bringing two sides together,
Mm-hmm.
and so saying a bridge toward necessity isn't really a bridge because you're not bringing two sides together. But I would stick with necessity because it's willfully being omitted,
Yeah.
and so it was inserted to say, hey, this is still stuff that we should be learning about.
Mhm.
This is still about American history. We have to do it we have to now have a special month just for the recognition.
Yeah.
And I wish that wasn't the case. But even now, I mean, they're trying to do away with aspects of it, certain books and things of that sort. And so people are going to keep pushing the month because there's enough opposition against trying to get rid of it and not trying to willfully work it into the fabric of
Yeah.
what American history actually is.
Yeah. I wish this will be interesting, and then I'll stop here. I wish they didn't tear all those statues down during COVID. I wish they would have left them up there and added more statues.
No.
One of the things that I know for a fact that's been a fact throughout history, if you forget, you will repeat.
No.
And if we forget everything, or we try to erase all the bad that's happened in this country, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes. History has taught us that over and over. Anytime somebody's conquered, they've taken slaves. And every single time there's a slave uprising. Every single time. Every time there's something good and gets too good, we forget. Turns out to be something bad at the end. This is a very interesting topic, one that I hope everybody enjoys. And it's weird because I got booked to do a presentation because of Black History Month. So like I'm doing a hip hop history presentation with but focusing a little bit more on the mental health side of things.
Okay.
And I know it's strictly because of Black History Month.
Yeah.
Like, cool. You know how dope? I would love to be able to do something like that all year round because some people want to learn about hip hop. They want to connect to the culture.
Not just in the month of February.
Exactly. And it wouldn't look the way it looks. But I'm not judging. No judgment, just saying. So
Reach our quota.
yeah.
We brought in the black guys.
Woo! Woo! Now you're touching
Now
it.
we're on to March.
Now you're gonna touch on DEI and all this stuff. We reached our quota. We got enough people. We got enough black folks. We got enough. Nah, see that gets dicey.
That's a whole
Yeah.
thing with businesses and
Yeah, man.
that's a whole nother opinion I got.
So, but you control you. Holla at y'all next week. Next week is big week too. Make sure you tune in live. We'll be live Monday, live again on Tuesday. And Tuesday,
Back to back.
Allison Armstrong.
Drinking
Should be dope. And I got some questions for Allison. Boy, I got some questions. Back to back. All right. You control you. We out.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is at the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, shit. Everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up with the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the song at the board show. They're coming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You would catch me save a whole you just I think your baby mama in